Welcome to the Willoughby line, New Haven 1959. I've got a bunch of projects to show you, so let's get underway. So the first project that I've started that is already underway, which I didn't anticipate starting until the summer, but I started it 2 weeks ago, was removing these cabinets that are above here. They have served me well, but they're going to be in the way once I make this whole workbench area the extension of my layout. So I've removed a few of them here. I've got two of the smaller ones underneath the yard over here, and I've got two taller ones on my workspace behind the layout in the back. So I've started to remove them. I'm looking at trying to save as much of the 2x4s as I can. It looks like I've got 3, maybe 4 good pieces that I can use for the legs to rebuild the table for this section, because I don't know how much of this I can salvage. So that's in the works, and I'm going to have to kind of devise some way to physically create some kind of slide out or pop out section of the table to bridge the gap between the yard where the tracks will come from to the new section. So this I need to have open for my electrical box. So I've got some ideas rolling around, but I haven't actually worked with the materials yet, so I kind of need to figure that out once I get the rest of these cabinets off, and probably pry off the top of the workbench to see what's underneath, what's workable, what I can save, what I can work off of. I think my instinct's telling me I need to just replace the whole thing in order to get the legs the same height as the existing table here, because if I just add above, it probably will not be that good. So if you can see, if I get to pretty much eye level here, the existing layout is guesstimating maybe 8-10 inches higher than the workbench. So I need to do the measurements, figure that out, but I need this part to be open so I can take that section out to get to the electrical box. Especially with the power outages around here in New England, I need to hook up my generator, and I need the electrical box access easily, and obviously to be code and all of that. I know some people are probably saying this isn't a code already. This is the table is as is when we moved in here. So yeah, it probably shouldn't be there, but it's been okay for now. I just don't want to have a permanent structure underneath this section that you couldn't get into without removing it. So it'll be limited track in this open space. It'll be just these 2 lines coming across, maybe a third one, but there won't be any turnouts or other things that would be on this section here other than the 2, possibly 3 tracks and some backdrop stuff that would just be here on the concrete or painted or on a thin piece of masonite or something. So it should be pretty unobstructed and easily removed once this is created. And then this part will be here. But that way, if I need to get to the electrical box, I can just remove this 2 foot by 2 foot section out, gain access, and then put it back with minimal effort. So hopefully that is as easy as I'm thinking it will be. Again, I don't think it's going to be completely easy given my limited carpentry skills, but I think I should be able to come up with something that will work. So that's the big news, is that I've already started to get this section underway, and I've been working on track plans probably for the last 2 years for this section. I've got something that I'm pretty satisfied with now, especially since I've been using the various operating software options that are out there, and kind of messing around with how I want my layout to actually work from a functional standpoint. So yeah, I think I'm in pretty good shape for the addition here, and so that's pretty exciting. Still got a lot of work to do, obviously, as you can see, but it's something that I want to take my time, enjoy the process, not rush through it just to get it done, and end up with the same kind of issues that I have when I devised or designed my original layout, as I kind of wanted to just jump right in, and I made a lot of quick decisions, and most of all, I'm pretty happy with the way my layouts come out, but you know, there's certain things that I kind of regret. This backspace is probably my biggest regret in that I kind of made it a freestanding table. And so I've allowed myself this open access in the back, but it's just not practical. I wish I had made my table not as wide across from the wall, this back wall out, and attached it to the wall so it would be more of a, you know, an around the room kind of thing as opposed to a 4x8 in the middle of your room kind of table. Kind of serves and straddles both of those lines at this point. So, you know, it is what it is. But I want to take my time on the new section. So, and it's fun to design that and figure out what you want to do and come up with something and scratch it and say, nope, that's not going to work. And so that's all part of the fun process of building a layout. So let me show you the workbench and what we've got going on there. Okay, so we're back at the workbench. I've got this Walthers kit that I was pretty satisfied with the way it had come out, but I really need to add a bunch of details to it. It's pretty stock right out of the box, so to speak. There's no details. So I like the way it looks. I like the way the paint came out, the weathering. Obviously, it's never done for me. Nothing is ever done. It's like a painting. So I'm trying to do more to it. So I need some window treatments. I've been working on creating a floor for the second story. And that way, if I eventually light it, it will be better prepared for that situation. I've been working on some signs. I have always been influenced by the Twilight Zone in my music and trying to take that inspiration into this layout. So I was undecided as to a name for this industry or this business. So I've decided on, there's an episode of the Twilight Zone, I think it's The Man in the Bottle. It's about a married couple, and they find a bottle in their antique store, and a genie's inside, grants them 3 wishes, and the story ensues from there. So I couldn't find anything. I skimmed through the episode, and I didn't see anything online for the actual name of the antique shop. They may have talked about the name of it in dialogue or something. I didn't take the time to watch the entire episode again, even though I've seen it a bazillion times. So the last name is Castle of the married couple. So I've created this quick sign for Castle's Antiques, Gifts, Collectibles, and more. So it's pretty much to scale for what I want it to be. It's going to be right above the door. So I need to work on that. And I also have an interior picture, which seemed to work pretty good, just the scale I had already. So I'm going to lay that inside. And I've got some of these old signs that I'm going to put on the sides of the building as well. I had one, but it looked like I had just cut it and glued it, and that's basically what I had done. I don't know if I had sanded it on the back to make it thinner. It doesn't look like I did, so maybe I was just going for like one of those metal old signs, but it just looked terrible. So I need to fix that, and I will probably use some of these as well. So I'm not sure what other details I've got planned at the time for this, other than window treatments, the second floor, and I need to do something with the staircase as well, and paint and trim and weather underneath the concrete support, because that kind of looks weak. And I don't like these doors at all. They are very, to me, they look terrible. They stick out too much, and the actual door from the door jamb looks too flat. It looks like it's pretty much just popped on there, which it is. It's pretty much, you pop it on. I could probably pop this off. I'm going to leave that there for now, though. But this one, actually, it fell off, and you can see there's a little tab, and it just goes into that little hole, and that's it. So it's a great kit, but it's just not as high quality as some of the other Walthers kits. So I want to bring this up to up to date. I've got some details on the front porch that I've always liked. I've got this couple talking. I've got a mailbox from another Walder's kit. And then recently I can never remember the name of the company. They're not on the decals that I have. I forget the name. Showcase models maybe. But I got this ice box kit that ice box that I got. They came with 4 in the set, so I have 4 of them. I put the decals on 2 of them, so one of them is going to probably either go in the front or on the side, I'm not sure. So that will add a little bit of interest to the scene. And I'll probably on the next update, I'll give you progress on how this is coming out. If I finished it, be sure to check out my Instagram for, up to the minute updates as well. But that's kind of my weekend's project, to see how much I can get done, and then get it back on the layout. So that's that project. So we'll show you the next one. So the obvious project that I've been working on since I moved the cabinets, taken them down, there's one of them underneath. This is my new workspace, and I'm really psyched about it. It's been working out great. It's a little smaller than I'm used to, but I think I can make it work. I can always probably get a better table and set up, but for now, I like the space, and it works. And the chair actually works where my legs can fit under the table a little bit, whereas before they were right up against those cabinets that are underneath the workbench on the other location. I've got an old keyboard stand underneath to hold that piece of wood up, which is the desk, so it's pretty DIY, but it functions. It's not too wobbly, and it works. I could probably fasten it somehow to the edge of the layout here with brackets or something to keep it more stable, which would actually be a lot better. Maybe even get rid of, I don't know structurally if I could just attach that wood to it so I could get rid of the keyboard stand underneath and kind of cantilever it out, but that could be a possibility as well. So that's the obvious other project that I've been working on, and we'll show you one more, and then that'll conclude this update. So as like most projects on this railroad, they're never done, and some get half started and never looked at again. But this one had made some big improvements from the previous state of things, but I've been working on these tunnel entrances and working on getting ballast in there. Originally, I had stopped at the ballast pretty much at the opening right there. So ballast goes inside more, and on that one as well, you can see where this one ends. If I can get the camera in there, it's pretty dark, but you can see the ballast doesn't go all the way through, which is fine because most of the time you're not going to be up that close. But my main goal is, and it's not coming out too well in the video, but there's light that you can see through. You can see it on the upper one on the right. There's light that comes from the back, obviously from the open workspace here. And so you can see, so I've got a lot of cardboard in here that I've been trying to fasten and block and kind of fill in that space. So I need to seal in these gaps. You can see there's light coming in from underneath. Some of that caulk is white, so it looks shiny, but there's light coming in from underneath there as well. So once I seal that up, hopefully that's a lot better. If something derails, I can get it through this access, but at least that way, when you look straight into it, it will be sealed and a lot darker. I might make something that's more removable in this section here to block even farther light from going through. And then on the upper part, you can see right through. So I need to bring this cardboard, excuse me, this cardboard up higher so that it blocks that section out. And then I've been working on this one as well. As I knock something over, you can see, right through there. And I've been working on this big piece here. It actually got too close to the to the track earlier, so I have to kind of finagle that a little bit better. It's really not my best work. As you can see, it's just crazy pieces of cardboard. I really should make, actual removable tunnels that, are much closer to the track, that just allow the train to go through instead of just blocking up with random pieces. But it is what it is, and that's the best I'm going to do for now. So that's one thing that's been underway, and it's a little, I should say it's a lot better than it has been. Granted, there's still a lot of light coming through. The camera doesn't pick it up as much, but it's an improvement, especially the ballast, because like I said, the ballast pretty much stopped at the turnout here, and you could obviously see it. And I did the same thing on the other side too with the double track. So there was a lot of ballast work going on. So that's it for the update for this month. Hopefully next month I will have an update on the Walthers kit that I am working on in that location. And I don't know how much more work I'm going to get done on this extension. I will probably get antsy soon and remove this shelving as well. And this will probably be my summer project. I am a school teacher, and the end of the year is crazy, and with birthdays and holidays and things coming up through the end of the year and different occasions, time is going to be limited. But once I can sink my teeth into the time that I'll have this summer, I can start to work on getting the new table up and somewhat underway. So thanks for sticking around. This wasn't the most exciting update, but it's, like any railroad, it's slow and steady progress is what I think most of us are after, and that's what's been going on. So take care, enjoy the month, and we'll see you next time.